What's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Mana Rant, brought to you by the Dorks podcast. My name is Michael Apollo, and as always, I am joined by Drunken Dork.
Hey, everybody.
And normally we always follow the phases of magic, but as you can see, we do not have Hoshi here, so we're going to kind of like streamline a couple things. This episode is mainly going to be historic based, so like if historic is like your thing, stay tuned. If not, stay tuned. But so the way that we go ahead and do it is our untap, our upkeep, our draw, our main phase 1, combat, main phase 2, our end step, our cleanup, and then finally our discard. And as I've already stated before, we are going to be talking about historic. But before you start every game of Magic, you always start with your untap step. Seems to be our favorite. Where we untap a beer of our choice or a drink or whatever. So let's untap her up. All right. And this week, I'm pretty sure I've drinking it on this show before. It's from New Belgium. It is Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA. Strong boy tonight. What are you drinking tonight, Drunken?
I'm always going local, man, pretty much. And tonight I found this new brewery, like new to me, but also new, like it was recently built. Tragic time to be building any type of brewery or like customer service based industry, but Obeck, man, and this place is fucking good. This is a dark Czech lager, and it is like one of the tastiest dark lagers I have ever had, which I think speaks volumes because I've been to Czech Republic and I've had dark lagers there, and this is amazing. This is better than any of the beers I had there. It's great.
Hell yeah. Dig it, dude. So there you have it. There's our untap step, and then followed that is our upkeep, and that's just where we talk about our show topics tonight. And as I've already stated, we're going to be mostly historic based. We are going to touch into standard a little bit, and as always, in our second main phase, Drunken Dork will take over and play the horseshit card game. Mm-hmm. And this week for combat, there's no Hoshi, so there's just not going to be a combat. I might mention some future episodes and ask you guys who are listening or tuning in maybe what direction you want to see, whether it be commander or more historic, so we'll touch into that later. And followed by our upkeep is always our draw step, and that's just where really briefly we just talk about what Magic formats we've been playing this week. So Drunken, I'll turn it over to you. What have you been playing this week?
This week I've been playing, I haven't actually been playing a whole lot of Magic this week, but when I have been playing, it has been standard mostly. I have played like a game or two of historic. I tried a Goblin deck and it was goblins, but then in standard I've been playing a lot of rogues. I really liked the rogue deck I made in historic. It just wasn't good enough in that format, but in the meta in best of one on standard, rogues feel really strong. Like it feels like a really good deck. It's almost like mono blue tempo when historic first came out. It feels like that, just like super powerful, pretty slow roller, but it can like totally take over the game, by turn 4 or 5 if you like slow your opponent down enough. It's great. Like I really like it, and unlike what most people are saying, I almost never run into Omnath in best of one. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's as good. Like it is good. People do use it, and when they do use it, they win for sure. Like I definitely lose games on standard, and but I don't think it is as oppressive in best of one. I think it is a better best of 3 deck, but. Yeah, I do think that the standard best of one meta is pretty mixed up, and I like it. I like it for that. It is a bummer that I can't play best of 3 because it isn't mixed up, but the best of one, it feels fun because I'm constantly playing different decks.
Absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree. What's cool about Dimir Rogues is that it's Dimir, right? Like, yeah. As you said, it's a tempo based deck, and that's something I think we haven't seen in a very long time. Most tempo is usually mono blue, or is it? There was Jeskai when Karns of Tarkir was popping around with Mantis Rider and stuff, but it wasn't like too outperforming. I think like Jeskai Ascendancy kind of like fizzled that deck out, but it is cool to see Dimir Rogues being a tempo-based deck and having success, right?
Yeah, there was a blue-green flash deck in Standard like a year ago or something that was tempo-y, and that was pretty good. I loved playing that deck. It was so much fun, I thought. I love tempo. It's just my favorite style of gameplay.
Agreed. Yeah, tempo is definitely very, very up there on the scales for me. As for myself, I've been playing a lot of Historic, back into Best of 3, and nice. I was playing Best of 1 for a while, playing my like dual caster mage Neoform. I guess it's like Neocaster or whatever the term is people are calling it online. The little janky combo in Best of 1. But it's jank, and if you don't get the pieces, it just doesn't work, right? It's fun to pull off. So with that, I went back into Best of 3, and it's there is Omnath. I mean, it's not like it's nothing like Standard, but like I do see quite a bit of Omnath. So I took the Sultai mid-range deck that battled in the last Mythic Championship finals, kind of tweaked it, adjusted some things to better battle against Omnath, more specifically removal. So it's pretty much heavy in black removal, and then I keep the key like Simic cards of Uro, Growth Spiral, Nissa, and the like, and then obviously Ugin for like late game top end if they just start like getting a shit ton of, or whatever deck for that matter, just minus, get rid of their stuff. So pretty successful with that.
You're
getting
fucking
through the
evil.
Ranks.
You are an evil person.
If I'm not playing, one boogeyman, I got to play the other, right?
Jeez.
But yeah, having a lot of success with that. Loving it. It definitely shows how insanely powerful that deck is, though. When you're playing other strategies, you have to like go into the galaxy big brain to like weave your win. Where Sultai, I don't want to say it's easy, because you still need to like play your plays correctly, but Uro's just good, right? Like you can Thoughtseize, lose some life, get shocked from lands, and then play Uro and gain some life and more resource for you. So it's a very well melded deck, I would say, and obvious why it's so successful as of late. So going into that, we are going to go into our main phase, and our topic tonight is Historic. We just want to briefly just mention, like, we understand that Standard is like super toxic. There's a lot of problems in Standard Best of 3, I should say. There's a lot of problems going on with Standard, and it seems like they just can't get their problems like together. We've said this time and time again on previous episodes. You can watch a lot of other YouTube creators out there if you want to like follow Standard only. But maybe we can just mention the results from the...
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so from the 2020 season Grand Finals metagame, just to give you guys like an idea of how Standard is. So 59.4% of the field is Omnath Adventures. So they just took Teamer Adventures, put in Omnath. There you go. You got your number one deck.
It's wild,
and followed that, followed that in second place is 12.5% of Omnath Ramp.
Whoa.
Oh, there you go. Omnath again. So just no Teamer Adventures, just Omnath. And which I'm very happy to see in this one is 12.5% of Rakdos mid-range. Rakdos is a really cool strategy. Love seeing it there. I'm glad it's hanging out with the rest of the boogeymen.
Have you seen this deck? Have you seen what this Rakdos mid-range does?
Briefly, like I know they run like the old saga, like Timurit Calls to Death or something like that, and then that new Mage Caster, I think
they run,
right?
So they run the Mage Caster. They run a lot of what is that ability that Uro does from the graveyard? What's that called? Escape. They run the escape. What is it? Like a fucking...
The Rakdos one? Croxa?
The red, it's mono red. No, yeah, they do run that as well. They run the other, the Croxa. Yeah, they run that, but they run the mono red escape. Minotaur, I think is what it is.
Oh,
or
okay.
bowl or something like that, and it only escapes for 2, and it's like a 4/5 or something. It's like really good, yeah. But you have to escape 8 cards. Yeah, it's a fun deck. It's kind of like a self mill deck, and then
Okay.
you just escape your stuff out of the graveyard. I really like this style of that deck. I think it looks sweet. I haven't had a chance to play it. I probably have majority of the cards for it, so I should just build it and play it.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I most definitely probably have this too. I played a lot of Rakdos in the past, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm super happy to see it there. Like because it only gets silly from here on out.
Yeah.
9.4%. We have Gruul Adventures, the original adventure deck. They're a little bit more stompy than they are Teamer Adventures, but
Yeah.
it's adventures nonetheless. And then we have Dimir Rogues at
Oh yeah, baby.
3.1%. One deck was Dimir Rogues.
Yeah, they're
So
pretty
that's
bad.
cool. That's cool. And Teamer Adventures in last place, also at 3.1%. So that's the standard metagame. But let's touch into something a little bit more positive. Historic.
Yeah.
Now, we both play Historic pretty extensively.
Mm-hmm.
How would you say, like, how do you feel about the Historic metagame?
I think it is great. It's like we were saying before we started, like we were talking the what is it, or pre-production, I guess. We were talking about Historic and like what we think of it before, and I think it's great. Like I don't remember if it was you or me, but we were saying that it really is like, I think how Magic should be, like a rock paper scissors format. Like if you look at the meta over the past 30 days compared to the last 14 days to the last 7 days, it like really changes. It changes so much. Like, I mean, I know a new set just came out, so it was still trying to figure that out, but still, like, it has been like this pretty consistently. Yeah, goblins are at the top a lot of the time, but it's not like this Omnath deck where it's like taking over 50% of the meta. That's fucking insane.
Right.
Yeah, that's like,
Yeah.
that is no good. And and like when you look at the decks, it's like a wide range. There's goblins, which is aggro. There's Sultai mid range. There's 5-color Golos, which is kind of like a mid range deck, I guess. Mono blue tempo, Rakdos, Arcanus, which is that's like a mid range, right? That's like a mid range aggro style deck. And
yeah,
then,
a little more tempo too in there. Yeah.
and then you have combo decks, which I love. I love the fact that a combo deck is up here. Yeah, it's only 1.6 of the meta. By the way, we're going by I am going by MTG Goldfish meta. But man, it looks so fun. Like, and then there's other things behind it. It's just like, I don't know. I really enjoy the fact that that it has so much variety. I think it's great and it's healthy, and it's why I like playing best of one standard right now, because that also feels healthy to me. But the difference is this is best of 3, right? So you can go into best of 3, play any of these decks, and like have a pretty good chance of like succeeding. I like it.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you. I'm also going by MTG Goldfish. But playing online, I see these decks, and I am battling these decks on best of 3, and that's awesome. And yeah, I'm playing Sultai mid range. I like to play a little bit more competitive. But all these other decks are very powerful. Goblins is just, you have to have goblins. You need to have that mono red threat. Bring your opponent down. That's what kind of forces a meta to happen, I believe. So, and then the Gigantha sacrifice deck, the Jund sacrifice. That's just like a really cool deck. It's just a wide mix. Whereas standard is like some form of Omnath or some form of Teamer Adventures,
Yeah.
This is like all over the place. It's still like, I wouldn't say the Wild West, but we have some defining factions, and what they're doing is they're doing it really well. Mono black gifts. We have Burn. We have Band Control. We have Azorius Control. Rakdos Arcanist. Jund Sacrifice. There's just so many decks. You got the tempo and mono blue. Still, Gruul aggro is still kicking, with the Embercleave beatdowns. I just think, like, what they did with the anthology sets and the cards that have been printed in recent sets, like Ikoria and Zendikar and the like, they complement this format really, really well.
Yeah, I agree.
Aside from not having Pioneer in Historic or in Arena, I think Historic is just, for anyone listening out there, if you haven't yet, try it out. There's a lot of decks you can make without burning too many wild cards, and you can have a real great time. I would say.
The mono white tempered steel deck, right? For example, I think there's only 4 to 8 rares in that deck.
Okay.
And it's still good. It's not at the top here, but I definitely still see it often, and it wins games, and it's it's really good. You don't need a lot to play it, and it's just a lot of fun to play. That's how I started playing Historic was with a deck like this, and I really liked it. It was good. It was powerful. It felt really powerful, and that's what I like about Historic compared to Standard too. Is it does feel more it does feel a little bit more powerful. Standard's pretty fucking powerful right now. But yeah, it's not as powerful now as it was, I feel like, but still, it doesn't matter. Going back to Historic though, it's a fun format. If you haven't tried it, try it out.
Yeah, so something I want to ask you, and for those who are also listening and tuning in, don't be led astray by the metagame. Even though this is a lot of decks, there's still an insane amount of strategies you can do.
Yeah, and
it's up to you to figure them out and to defeat other decks. Mm-hmm. And there's a couple decks I have in mind, but I want to ask you first. Is there any other decks you can think of that maybe you've seen, maybe you have thought about brewing, or something you would like to see in the future in the Historic format?
Yeah. Man, my Grixis Rogues deck, dude, actually did pretty good. I stopped playing it because the meta changed. And like I said before, it is like a rock, paper, scissors format. It is good against some decks, and it's really not good against others. And the meta shifted, which is normal. And so my Grixis Rogues kind of just stopped working as well. But yeah, I think things like that, I really would like to see more combo. I think combo is fun. I know a lot of people disagree with that statement, but it is a cool interaction, and I do love seeing people break the shit out of Arena. I think it's really cool to see. So I would like to see more of that. There is a big one missing here, and it's control. I think there needs to be some better control pieces in here. There is Grixis control, but it's so far down. It's only 1.6 of the meta. Which means it doesn't hold its own against things like Uro, right? Uro is so good against control.
Right.
And so, yeah, I would like to see those two things, along with maybe a different type of aggro deck. I wish elves were a thing. I really do like tribal style magic, and so any more I could see of that, it would be great. Just seeing goblins is cool. But man, if we had Elf Ball, that would be fucking sweet.
Yeah, we definitely, and I'm really excited for the next anthology whenever that will come out, because every set they or I guess you can call it a set, but every time they've done it, it's always been really cool and impactful to Historic. Something I've been seeing actually is it's considered mono brown. For those that don't know, back in the day, artifacts were brown. The color was actually brown on the border and stuff like that. But it's essentially a mono artifact deck. And
really?
I'm actually trying to get the wild cards for it, and it is fucking cool, dude.
Really? What is it What is it running?
So it runs a lot of the Maze Mine Tome, the Mind Stone, a lot of mana rocks. It does use, I believe it uses Chromatic Lantern for black spells. There's some other spells, I believe, Genesis Ultimatum. I should have had the list pulled up. But mostly it's like Artifact Prison. It's not good against aggro. It's just not. Aggro can beat it down if it doesn't stabilize.
Okay.
But it can pretty much destroy every control and mid-range deck out there. It runs Karn, it runs Ugin, runs both Karns, actually.
Whoa.
And it's able to ramp its colorless. So, it's the other artifact too. I forget the name of it. I believe it costs for 5, and then colorless spells cost 2 less.
Oh, that new one,
Yeah.
Okay,
it runs,
yeah.
That's the main piece of it.
All right.
And that's what made this deck like kind of come up, and it seems really fucking cool.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, like, and that's what I love about Historic. You're able to see these like old school strategies like come out of nowhere, possibly flourish, even if they don't. Like I said before, it's up to the people out there. Like, it's up to all of us to make these decks like good. Stray away from what's top in the meta. Try to make something else good. Put in the pieces that defeat problematic cards like Omnath, Uro with graveyard strategies, stuff like that. But another deck I saw was Mono White Prison and Death and Taxes. And
fuck yeah.
Oh man, dude,
I
Aven
love
Mind
Death
Sensor.
and Taxes.
Oh, dude, Death and Taxes. It's a shit ton of rares. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, for all of you, it's a lot of rares. But if you already have them, cool. But it uses a lot from Amonkhet.
What
and
color
from
is it?
Zendikar. There's a mono white version I've seen.
Okay.
I'm building a mono white version.
Okay.
I'm trying to build it like kind of like strictly like how Legacy Death and Taxes is. There's also a
Black white
Orzhov.
Yeah.
An Orzhov one that kind of has a hybrid aristocrat strategy.
Ooh, I like that.
I imagine to help with life gain and life loss.
And it has sweet things like Thoughtseize, which is really good in a Death and Taxes deck.
Oh yeah, like, it's just I gotta send you the deck list, and I should have these pulled up, but yeah, they're really cool. Those are decks that I'm really interested to play.
Cool.
And they're not on the Historic metagame, right? Like, so that's what I'm saying to everyone out there. There's so much out there that you can do, just
yeah.
I feel like Historic is just like old school brewing, like when you're a kid or whatever. It's not the net decking world. Obviously, there is net decking, but it's such a healthy format that I feel like the old days when we used to play Modern and stuff. Sure, there was like some tier 1, tier 2 decks, but I played Living End, dude, and Living End was able to hang in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. People did not see Living End coming at all.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like there's a lot of decks that are out there that still could be found and shake up this awesome format. I mean, What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you brought up a good point is like, if, my favorite thing that I'm always talking about, if I could see some more graveyard stuff, like not just the not just the Rakdos graveyard, which I do like, I think it's cool. I do think the escape mechanic is nice, but like some, like, this is asking a lot, but like some, like Living End style strategies where things, like something like that would be really fun, or like Legacy Graveyard where you're like putting big old beefy things in your graveyard and returning them for like a fraction of the cost, and they're just like entering the battlefield and winning the game on that turn. Like I love that style of play because it is, sometimes they tend to be like a glass cannon, but I just think that's so much fun. Like, achieving that, it just feels so good. You're like, yes, I just put out a fucking a 10/10 demon, and when it enters, it like destroys all your lands or something like that. Like,
right.
Something that doesn't happen, but something like that just feels really powerful, right? So I really do wish something like that existed, and yeah, I would love a Death and Taxes, like a zoo deck. I would love that, like something like that. I think that deck style is really fun. There isn't anything like that, I feel like, in in really historic or standard, and you haven't seen anything like that for a long time. But if someone's able, if they're making it now, if there are people playing it, yeah, I want to see it. That sounds fun.
Yeah, and just kind of like a final point to like bring it home here is that's why I love Historic so much. I think it does a really great job at a budget to combine all the core strategies from all the Eternal formats, like Vintage, Legacy, Pioneer, Modern. There's something in there. They might not be the best, but something is in there in Historic, right? Like, there isn't the best graveyard strategy yet, but there is decks that are popping up. Like I mean, obviously there's like Kethis combo and all the go-tos that we know, but as they keep printing out more anthology cards, I just keep getting more excited because there's just the potential to build so many unique strategies. And I think that is the most important thing to having a healthy format.
Absolutely.
One that can be highly competitive and also very fun. You have to have both the black and white, and then in the middle is the gray, and it's just chaos, and it's great, and it's healthy. I mean, I think going forward, Wizards really needs to focus on Historic, because I don't know why they love Standard so much. Obviously, it's what makes them money, I guess. But
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think they really need to focus on Standard, personally. Like, they really need to fix that shit. But yeah, I think they definitely should put a heavy focus. Like, the way they do, like, Modern Horizons, if they did a Historic Horizons, I would fucking love that, you know, or Historic Masters, or, I mean, I guess basically that's what those other sets are, right? But really all they're doing is releasing older cards and, like, adding them to this, like, you know, this internet format. But if they made like cards only for Historic, I think that would be awesome. I think it would be really cool. The only problem I have with Historic, just to get a little negative, is just the cost of playing can be like a little extensive, right? Like, especially because the amount they're going to be coming out with sets. So now they're coming out with a standard set every, what is it, like 3 to 4 months, I think. Yeah. And then they're going to be coming out with a Historic set, I think, every 3 to 4 months. So that means to keep up with Historic, you need to be, you know, pretty much, like, if you want to really keep up, you have to be spending money on both standard sets and Historic sets, which gets expensive for sure. I mean,
yeah, that's a good point, actually.
I don't know how sustainable it's going to be for me going forward, but I am happy to support it for the time being until I can't anymore. Yeah,
at least on the upside of that is a great point. That's actually very true, because you're going to have to be using wild cards and money to get these cards. Like, you can't just do your daily grind and get these cards unless you've been hoarding them for centuries.
Yeah.
But I will say, at the very least, you can play a strategy that you like, that you already have, and keep using that to build your wild cards and hopefully build the deck of your dreams, or something that you're working towards. Slowly build it up. It'd be really cool if Wizards has like tradable assets, I think, to where like you can like get rid of things to get things, you know what I mean? Like
dust cards, like everyone's asking for, like in Hearthstone. Yeah, fuck yeah, they should add that. It's ridiculous that they don't have it. I have so many fucking Scrylands. I have like 2 copies of every Scryland. I don't need 2 copies of every Scryland. You know, like, it's pointless. I don't care that they look different or they have a different symbol or whatever. Like, fucking get those things out of my set, man. I should be able to choose what, once I've collected, it should just be like changing the picture on your card, you know? It should be that way. You should be able to dust the 4 from the other set. Yeah, that is another thing with Historic, but
that could be a topic for another day, but definitely, you know, like, that's something that we all have to work towards. It's not even necessarily just playing and trying to get Mythic. I mean, for me, I'm just trying to get the Zendikar lands, the dual modal lands, you know, for my Gruul decks and stuff like that. So, you know, it's a grind for sure. But any final thoughts on Historic? Anything else you want to add?
No, just that I love it, and I think it's great, and it's a super healthy format. So if you haven't tried it yet and you're listening to this, you're fucking crazy. Go out there, use your standard deck, play it, see what's in the meta, play against the meta. You'll really feel a difference. Like, it's super fun.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, bring your Timmy deck, bring your little like have fun deck, and try out Historic.
Yeah,
it's a lot healthier format. So, if you guys enjoy this, if you guys want to see more of this, please let us know in the comments below. And if you're tuning in on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts, just shoot us an email at drunkenmanadorks@gmail.com and let us know. We also do gameplay videos, and we would love deck submissions or what decks you would like to see played. So entering into our combat, as I've said, Hoshi is not here this week, unfortunately, but something I do want to bring up very quickly is kind of like the progress and the future of what's going on for future episodes. So we want to know, like, no, you thought I was going to say something about Hosh?
No, I thought you were going to say something about The Walking Dead.
No, that is a good point. I did forget to bring that up. The Walking Dead Secret Lair.
Yeah. We don't need to talk about it.
We're not going to talk about it too much, but I think we both agree. I think they just pulled the images off of Google.
Yeah.
And I think they look horrible, card quality-wise.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
Secret Lair.
Yeah, I mean, I think whatever, they can print whatever they want and people can use them for sure. I will not ever hate on anyone for using The Walking Dead, but boy, are they fucking ugly, man. They just like really like, they are not attractive cards.
Ball.
And I like The Walking Dead, but yeah, like you said, we don't need to talk about this. Everybody's talking about this, right?
Yeah, yeah. Go find your favorite YouTube content. Like, you know, like they're talking, that's all anyone's talking about. So, but no, what I did want to talk about is future episodes. So we do a lot of Historic. We talk a little about Standard, mostly complaining about Standard, but we are, all three of us, Hoshi, myself, and Drunken Dork, are extensive EDH players, Commander, if you don't know. And we have some ideas in the future, and, you know, we have some upcoming things. We've done deck techs in the past, next week, or whenever Hoshi is back, because I want to make sure that all three of us are here for that.
Yeah.
But Drunken Dork's deck tech on his commander of choice, and if that's something you guys like to see, like, let us know, because I think just like I have like 15 plus decks. I mean, I know you got a lot, right?
I have almost 30. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we can keep doing this if you guys want to see it. So let us know if Commander's your thing, and also I've been noticing on Reddit that a lot of people have been asking about their significant other and how to get them to play Commander. We're not going to talk about that because I want Hoshi to be here for that, because it is like a pretty big topic. But, you know, future episodes, if these are things you guys like, please let us know in the comments below. We would love your feedback. We just want to know like which direction we should go in with the podcast, because it seems like our gameplays are doing quite a bit better than the production value that we put into our podcast. So we want to make sure that we give you guys, you know, top tier content. Any feedback is welcomed and encouraged.
Yeah, please.
So going into our main phase 2, that's where we go into our horseshit card game. I'm going to turn it over to Drunken Dork, and he's going to explain the game, and we'll play.
All right, everybody. This is the horseshit card game where I name 3 to 5 cards, depending on how many people are hosting for the day. And it's up to this drunken idiot over here to figure out which one of these cards is not real. So let's get into this. This week, like every week, I am being thematic, okay? So just a heads up. So
dig it.
First, we are starting off with Boros Recruit. It is one hybrid mana, red-white, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It is a creature goblin soldier from Ravnica, City of Guilds, the original Ravnica.
Uh-huh.
And it has first strike, and it is a 1/1.
Okay.
Okay. Followed by Sorry, bear with me here.
No worries.
Goblin Sky Raider. It is 2 and a red mana. It is a creature goblin warrior from 10th edition. It has flying, and it is a 1/2.
Okay.
All right. And then
Goblins seem to be the theme.
we have Reckless Goblin. It's a creature goblin at uncommon from Exodus. If Reckless Goblin attacks with another creature, Reckless Goblin gets +2/+0, and it is a 3/2. And I'm sorry, it costs 3 and a red to cast.
This is pretty difficult. I feel like the Boros Goblin is correct. I don't know if my memory serves me correct, but I believe I've seen that or heard of that card before. The second one is kind of in question.
If you need me to read any of them again, let me know.
So the third one also, I feel like Reckless Goblin is a goblin. I feel like there was a flying goblin though. Just read the second goblin again, the Sky Goblin, one more time.
Goblin Sky Raider. It is 2 and a red. It is a creature goblin warrior. It is from 10th edition at common, and it has flying, and it is a 1/2.
A 1/2. That also fits like the thematic of goblins. Man, this is tough. It's either 2 or 3. 2 or 3. I'm gonna go with the. I have a feeling it's gonna be 3. I'm gonna go with the second one, the Sky one, as horseshit. It is not a real Magic card.
So Goblin Sky Raider.
Yes.
Well, my friend, you are wrong. You should have gone with the third one. Yeah.
Damn it! Twice in a row.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Oh man, it's so close. So close. Yeah. Reckless Goblin was. I just got the name from Reckless Ogre, and it wasn't even. It didn't even have the same text. I forget what Reckless Ogre even did. Let me pull this up. If Reckless Ogre attacks and no other creatures do, it gets +3/+0 until end of turn. So
the +2/+0 thematic thing, like it fit like goblins, so that's what kind of threw me off. But something was telling me that was wrong because I felt like there was a flying goblin, but.
You know what? There's multiple flying goblins. Like they do exist. They fly on little fucking
like ornithopters. And
shit. Basically, yeah, yeah.
Cool, dude. So you are at 4 now, right?
Yes, I am. Hoshi's way down.
Up. Yeah,
he needs to get back on the podcast. Is what needs to happen. Get your shit together. Pack it in a box. Dude. Bring it to the shit store. All right.
You're fucking losing, dude. Come on, man. So that's the horseshit card game. What'd you guys think about it? Did you guys guess correctly? And I'm an idiot for just not knowing goblins. Let us know in the comments below. And after our main phase 2, we go into our end step. This is just other shit that we have been doing this week. It does not have to be Magic related. So once again, I'll turn it over to Drunken Dork. What other shit you've been doing this week?
So this week, really nothing exciting at all. Just work. I have this whole next week off, which is nice. But I signed all the paperwork for my house. I closed tomorrow, which is, if you're watching this, which is a few days ago. So hopefully I get my keys tomorrow when we close. It just all depends because of coronavirus and everything. Like, all this shit is super delayed. I am super excited. I'm hoping, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a whole bunch of shit in the back right here of me because we are moving and everything is, I've been packing every day, and moving and packing sucks. God, it sucks, dude.
Yeah.
So hopefully next time I'm here, I'm in a new room. That would be nice, but chances are I'll still be doing it out of here for the next week. until we are actually situated over there. But yeah, that is all I've been doing. And then I've been playing Magic. Haven't been doing shit else though.
Yeah, so like same thing over here. It's nothing too exciting. As I've stated in other episodes, I am trying to get into the Air Force, so it's a lot of studying and a lot of physical. I am in my 30s, and I need to make sure I catch up with the boys, you know what I mean? So, or girls as well. I need to be fit. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. So a lot of working out, a lot of studying, get my mental fitness, I guess you can say. And then on top of that, I haven't been playing Final Fantasy 14 too much. I try to, though. As we've stated before, it's kind of like a guilty pleasure. It's just a way for me to like just let loose, man. Like,
oh yeah.
Just a couple hours, get my dailies out of the way, try to like work up and get another character level 80. Which, by the way, I have 4 level 80s now.
Oh my god, dude. You are so, dude, your dick must be like so big.
Dude, huge, dude.
Yeah.
Huge. It's fucking huge. I don't know if it's like a good thing or a bad thing to like be proud of how much I love Final Fantasy 14,
dude, of course. Yeah, if you like it, you like it, whatever.
Yeah, but it's a cool MMO. I dig it. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be really I don't want to say accomplished, but when I have all the characters, all the jobs level 80, I think it's going to be like,
stop
you
talking.
have no life, you know? Like, it's just going to pop up on the screen, like, you got no fucking life. Like, oh, wah, wah, wah. But that is it for our end step. We're going into our cleanup and then into our discard. But cleanup is just where we just blast some social media. So if you haven't, please like and subscribe on YouTube. You can follow us and find us at the Dorks. We're also on podcasts all over now, actually. So wherever you listen to podcasts, you will now find us. Pandora, LinkedIn, Alexa, Spotify, whatever have you, iTunes. Just go ahead, look up the Dorks, and you can go ahead and find us. And if you want to chat with us, you got some deck submissions, you got some, you want to talk to us a little bit more personally,
absolutely.
You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I think that's it.
I think
Oh,
sorry, keep going. I was going to say, I think we should start calling out our arena tags, our names,
Hey, if you guys want to battle us, let us know. We'll shout those out too.
For sure.
We'll shout out our code, and you guys can battle us one-on-one or whatever. And then also we do commander format as well if you want to play on spell table. But this is our discard, and this is it. This is where we just finish whatever we're drinking. So
yeah, baby.
Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all next time.
See y'all.
That wasn't too bad.
No, that was really tasty.
Yum, yum.